y'all. Hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. And y'all know I had to go do my checks to make sure that y'all can see and hear me. Okay, yeah. Y'all know what? Give me 1 minute. I'm finna stop the camera for 1 minute. I want to clean this camera because it looks a little, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. It looks a little blurry, but I'll deal with it tomorrow. So let's see what we're gonna talk about today, y'all. Let me pull up. I know there is a couple of videos I want y'all to watch, and so y'all can see if y'all see what I seen when I watch these videos. Mm, mm. It's just water. That ain't Tito's today. Okay, so let me run through what we're gonna talk about. I found this one. This was not even in the video, but first off, let me start over. Let's talk about what's ahead for the channel, right? Because I've been messing around with times to see what was gonna work the best, and I had decided on 5. Then my daughter had got into she's gonna start her first AAU basketball team. And I'm like, okay, well, I would need to leave at 5:30. So one subscriber suggested, I think 9, and I tried that once. Y'all didn't show up for 9, okay? So then all last week I did 4. I did 4 o'clock because I'm like, that'll give me enough time to still make it to my daughter basketball. I'm just have to not talk as much as I usually do. Now, y'all know I'm a sucker, right? I talk all this crap and I'm a straight sucker because what had happened was me and my husband, we decided that with this middle one, she was in so many activities that we was like, okay, she never needs a break. She want to sign up for more and more and more and more. We like, that's it. We're going to do basketball only. You're going to have to drop this other stuff for at least, a little time to give us to get a break financially and emotionally and physically. So we first let her let go of tumbling. So she was still in dance, basketball, and tumbling. No, we let go of tumbling. Then I said, okay, we're gonna let go of dance until August. We're gonna just focus on basketball because that'll help you get rid of your energy, help you improve on your skills. So then I said, okay, we're gonna do this one last basketball show. I mean, one last ballet. She had a ballet show. Esmeralda is the name of it. And it was the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Great show. So I told her we're gonna let it go till August. Yeah, she asked and asked. The teacher then called. I didn't cave. I didn't cave because basketball was just initially basketball was Monday and Wednesday. So she would have dance and basketball Monday and Wednesdays. Games would be on Saturday. So I said at least if everything fell on just 2 days. Yeah, I done fucked up the church's money because now basketball changed its date to Tuesday and Thursday. Dance is still on Monday and Wednesday. So that's now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and basketball games is on Saturdays. And sometimes they have drill camps, drill camps, skill camps on Sundays. I did it. I don't know why I did it because I don't know why I did. I'm always the soft one. I'm always the soft one for the kids. So now I plan on with the channel. I think I'm gonna keep it at 4:45 on all days. So that give you a little time to get in here if y'all was looking forward to the 5 o'clock show. Get you a little time to get in here for me doing this right now, just talking, updating you on what's going on. And I get a little time to get here before 5. And then hopefully I won't run my mouth too much. And then I'll be over on Tuesday and Thursdays, guaranteed only 30 minutes. Then I have to get out of here. But on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm able to go a little longer because the class is over with around 6. So I'm already told my husband, like, I think that, okay, I can't. So I'm going to do Mondays and Wednesdays because That's something we decided that we are gonna get rid of, and I picked it back up. So I'm gonna do Mondays and Wednesdays. He gonna do basketball. I feel like it's all gonna work out. So it'll be over with in July. I'm gonna have to be strong and just not sign up for nothing else come this summertime. Okay, so let's talk about. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hopefully this is the list I'm gonna try to get through. I seen on I think it was Roland Martin. Yeah, that y'all know. I don't know if y'all watched the women's March Madness, and that series just ended and UConn won. It was UConn against South Carolina. I was really rooting for South Carolina just because Don Stanley, the coach, I wanted her to win that. But UConn won. They was also a great team, and so there's this their star player, and I think she's going to be number one draft. I don't know what she's drafting as, but she's star player, very good. It's Paige, a white girl Paige, and they were saying how Paige don't get as much publicity as Kathleen. What was Kathleen Card? Kathleen Card. And they were saying, do you think it's because, and the one person point of view was, it was the man who he had wrote an article that Paige needs a black villain. And the only reason why Caitlin Clark went as popular as she did, not because she don't have skills. We all say that the girl got skills, okay? She can play some ball. She can make some long range shots. But he was saying that Paige is just as good, just as many points, she's just as good. But the only reason why the popularity hit the way it did is because they made Angel Reese the black villain. So y'all know when this all was going on, I was on here windmilling verbally for Angel Reese, okay? Because I felt like that too. They made her the black villain for doing this when Caitlin Clark had did that same thing. And to me, Caitlin Clark wasn't the one. Her fans had that very racist tone, not so much as her. But she didn't. Towards the end, she started when once it carried over to the WNBA, she started to say some things that she didn't want to say. Like I'm listening, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm back. Okay. So um that's what we're talking about. So I seen that. What's y'all opinion on that? Do y'all think that the racism was intentional, or was it for all fans? Because there are some fans who just watch and truly like the girl. Because as y'all know, my daughter plays basketball, and her favorite was Angel Reese. But on her basketball team, it's majority white. They I'm trying to get back in, and it looks like I'm back. I'm back on my stream. I'm trying to wait for the delay for it to pick back up on YouTube. And see, I only took 3 days off. You see, when I was here every week, and I told you, I said, I think StreamYard be punishing me. I don't know why y'all getting y'all money. So drop down in the comments, y'all, and let me know. So I was talking about the page. Do you think Paige need a black villain, and then she would have been just as popular as Angel, not as Angel, as Caitlin Clark? Because Paige have also came out and did a speech. She had won an award, and she gave praise to the black women who came before her and things of that nature. So they also made a comment that Caitlin Clark was because they previously had white women there who had the same skill set, but those white women was lesbian. Caitlin Clark was, one of the few straight white women on the team that they could put out as face of the WNBA, which is, majority of the black league. But now Caitlin Clark had a black villain that people could go and hate. And a lot of people just watched because they wanted to see Angel Reese defeated and because she was a black girl. So what do y'all think? Put that down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about that. Now, let's go on to something more serious. I don't know if y'all been seeing it in the news about the teen stabbing at the track meet. Now, there's so many conflicting views that's coming out, and whether the even news article, I read one where they said the black boy was 17 who did the stabbing, and the white boy was 16. Then I'm reading articles that saying both of them were 17. Then it was saying that the boy who got unalive, the white boy who got unalive. Let me tell the story before I get ahead of myself. So the news is being reported. Matter of fact, I'll just show it to you. I want to show y'all. There's a couple of ones that I'm going to show you. And I want you to see the difference in the way that the news is reporting it. This one particularly caught my eye. This one is the father said he forgive the suspect, the alleged suspect. Give me a minute. Let me show it to y'all.
Austin Metcalf's final moments, his dad says, were spent in his twin brother's arms.
And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney, and I could tell.
The 17-year-old day police say after being stabbed by another student at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas.
Not conscious, not breathing. He was stabbed.
His twin brother, who was there, told their dad the incident began when the pair asked the student to move to a different seat.
He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart.
Police are not saying what caused the altercation, but have arrested 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, a student athlete from a rival school, now charged with murder. Anthony has not yet pled. The North Texas community in shock.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Grieving alongside Austin's family, who are remembering the high school junior as a bright student athlete who was MVP of his football team and had a 4.0 GPA.
He was loved by many. He was a leader. He believed in God. He was a great kid. He made me the proudest father in the world.
Tonight, his family leaning on that faith to forgive.
I already forgive this person. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
Priscilla Thompson, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
Now, this one is going to be an interview with his mom and the twin brother, who they say his twin died in his arms. Now, keep in mind, the reason why this is, besides that, it's sad and tragic, these were both young men, young boys, young teenagers at this high school event. They are saying that you see the way, and pay attention to the way the news is reporting it, that the one who was unalive was an athlete, 4.0, just kind, nice young man. And he just told the boy that he was sitting in the wrong seat, and the boy stabbed him. That's what pretty much the news is reporting. Watch what this brother say. And now people are saying that the young man who stabbed him, who's a black boy, he is an athlete. He has a 4.0. He's the one that was on track. That these two twin boys are not on the track team. They are athletes because they play football. They was not on the track team. They was not there to run track. I don't know if that's true, but this is what is being said. And what is being said is that those twins are bullies. They are known to be bullies, and they came over there, jumped the boy, stumped him, broke his phone, and in his defense of fighting them two off, that he did stab him. Why he brought a knife to a track meet, I'm gonna show you a picture that I was like, why is he bringing a knife to a track meet? I'm like, is there any history? Because yes, the black boy runs track, but I was also reading that he's also a football player. So they go to two different schools. So I'm like, are they rivals doing football, and that's how they know each other? And was it something said before this? Because yeah, that's not normal to bring a knife to a track meet. So and it seems like the young man who did the stabbing, he doesn't have any type of record, because y'all know if he did, it would have been all everywhere. They said that there's a picture going around on the news with him with a firearm, but that's an airsoft firearm. That's not a legit firearm. That's what's being said. That's what's being reported. Watch this story of the mom and what the mom and the brother could, if this internet don't start tweeting, and if it comes up. It's still buffering, y'all. As soon as it comes up, I'm up.
We're going to go to the vigil tonight.
When you lose one of the most important people in your life,
So many kids loved him.
comfort can be found with those who love him.
Just doesn't make any sense.
Megan Metcalf got the call this morning.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore. And I don't understand it.
Her 17-year-old son, Austin Metcalf, was at a UIL track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Police say there was an altercation between two Frisco ISD students.
I got a phone call from Hunter,
Austin's identical twin,
screaming that Austin had been stabbed.
Megan beat the ambulance to the hospital and saw him get taken in.
Oh, he was the most amazing kid. Oh, so smart. He had college football guys looking at him to play in college. His goal was to play in college.
While we were talking to Mom,
just to put your arms wrap around to support.
Austin's brother,
This is Hunter. Did you want to talk to him?
Okay.
came outside. Hunter Metcalf was there when it happened.
Now look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw, and I try to help them.
From the day they were born, 17 years.
I try to help them.
Now pay attention to what this news story, and that's why I always say it's important what you watch, where you get your news from. So this news story here, you see where they picked up with the brother story at. I mean, go back a little bit so you can see where they picked up with the brother story. And just remember that.
I can talk about the rest. So just that's as fast as I could, but I didn't the stab. But then I looked at my no.
Now, this one here has the longer version of that interview. Now, why you ain't put the? Let me see. Pull it up to the exact
Ignorance
part.
of the law is not a defense.
Let's see. Right there.
Different high school was under Metcalf's team's tent, and he was told to move. Witnesses say the suspect then unzipped a bag. He reaches in and told Metcalf, quote, "Touch me and see what happens." That's when witnesses say Austin Metcalf got up and grabbed the suspect, who then allegedly took out a knife. ATV this.
And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest.
Metcalf's family says that Austin died in his brother's arms. Here's a picture of the boys with their dad. This is the suspect. His name is Carmelo Anthony. He is facing a charge of murder. Austin Metcalf got up and grabbed the suspect, who then allegedly took out a knife and stabbed Austin in the chest. Austin's twin brother told WFAA TV this.
And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack.
You see how that whole part was not on that previous news story? That he told him he needs to move, and he said, "Make me move." Now, from the different accounts that I have read, there are people who saying that they went over there. Now, the 10th, the black boy who did the stabbing, he was at the track meet that day. He runs track. He knows somebody who goes to their school. He was under there talking to friends of his. The two twins came over there and told him he need to get from up under their tent. So he said, you ain't gonna make me leave or make me do it or something. And he punched him, and then he told him to do it again, and he punched him, and then that's when a fight ensued, and this stabbing happened during that fight. This is what the different stories that I'm reading. I don't know which one is true, but those are the different stories that's out there. But this, I noticed how in that second into the first one, not the first one, that last news story I just showed you, you see how in that first one with the dead, you see how they, even this one, the brother is talking before they do his audio. But that first and second one is just like, oh, then it happened, and then I didn't see it. But why cut off this part where he's talking about how y'all confront the boy in the first place? I said that's pretty odd. Now, I'm trying to get this picture to upload. It's not gonna upload yet. Wait, I might be able to do it here on my phone. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. But I should be able to do it here on my phone so I can show y'all this picture. Now, with AI and everything, I don't know how legit this picture is, because the picture is actually a picture of the teenager, the victim. That's what the picture is. It's the victim account that people are saying now that account have been deleted, but it's supposed to be taken from the victim social media account when they're saying that this victim, I don't want to stretch it out too big. I'm trying to make it big enough, at least big enough for y'all to see it. But they're saying that there's some racist things, where there were some racist things on his account. And one of them was pictures of a firearm that's saying they wish an N-word would try it at the meet. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I'm going to show y'all the picture, and y'all can say for yourself whether y'all think that was AI generated or if it was a legit picture. And that's what I'm taking. So that's why I'm taking the time, because usually I've been, y'all know me, I better got impatient and went on past it, like fuck that picture. But I'm gonna give both sides of it, both sides of each account, and see. Let me see. Hopefully it'll get big enough. Hopefully y'all can see it. Let's see. Come on. And then I'm gonna go to my Facebook while this is trying to pull up. I'm gonna go to my Facebook so I can pull up so I can pull up the post of somebody who said the information that the news is reporting is completely false. The narrative that they're spinning is false, and they want to have that narrative out there so he won't get a fair trial. And they're already trying to turn the public against him. This is what this post is saying, but I'm gonna see. I have to go through here and find it for y'all. Now this right here, that's the photo. I don't know how much of y'all can see it, but what the photo says is, hopefully y'all on TV or something where y'all can see it better, because it's not showing up that good here. Maybe if I can I get it to the whole thing? No. That made it a little bit bigger. But what it is it's his name, Austin underscore, his last name is Metcalf, which is Metcalf. But the way this post is, it's Austin underscore M, the number 3 instead of E, TCALF. And so what he writes on here, this is actually Instagram. Yeah, this looks like an Instagram post. So what he writes on here is, I dare one of those monkeys. That's what he read. I dare one of those monkeys to show up to the track meet today. And it's a picture of 2 firearms is what he got. So that's why I'm like, maybe there is more to this story, because when the suspect, the alleged person, and I'm saying alleged because he still got to go to trial. He did admit that he did it, but when they arrested him, he said to the police, "I was defending myself." So I know that there will be like a self-defense. He's claiming self-defense for it. But I'm trying to find the post where the person goes into details. Let's see. No, that's not it. It was a long video. He does have I think both families actually have a GoFundMe account out there. Okay. Nope, that's the news story. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. Okay, here it is. Then I clicked on it and then took me to something completely different. I'm gonna just have to read it from that page. Okay. Because it tells the whole story in this post that I seen. That's why I want y'all to see it. Okay, this is the hungry black man, Carmelo Anthony, in the truth. I live long enough to know the truth. Often, wait, I can probably let y'all see it. Let me remove this one. And let me remove this one and share this one so y'all can see what I'm reading. Okay. I live long enough to know the truth. Often takes the scenic route, while lies takes the expressway. That's why I wasn't surprised when I first saw the headline about Carmelo and felt my stomach turn, not just at the violence, but at the simplicity. Another teen stabbing, another tragedy, another so-called thug for the media to parade across the evening news. But as so many of you have rightfully reminded me in the past, get the facts, do your homework. Don't just react, understand. So I did. And what I found out was not just a tragedy, but an injustice. One that doesn't only live in the court, but in the headlines, the comment sections, and the assumptions made before the first gavel ever drops. Let's set the record straight, because we owe that much to the truth, and we owe far more than that to Carmelo. First, the facts. Carmelo wasn't an intruder. He was at a school track meet under a school-owned tent. He had friends there. He belonged there, period. The claims that one of the twins didn't know Carmelo, that's not just misleading, it's a lie. They knew who he was. The lie is part of a narrative designed to criminalize his presence. Let's be clear, no student has ownership over a school tent. This wasn't someone walking into your living room uninvited. This was a public space. Carmelo is a student athlete. The twins were not even track participants. He wasn't looking for trouble. Trouble found him. But here's the part the media carefully edits out. The twins didn't approach Carmelo calmly. They didn't simply ask him to leave. According to multiple witness accounts, they attempted to jump him. And in the past, the twins had stomped on and broke his phone and tried to take his things, a persistent bully. They didn't want a peaceful resolution. They wanted to punish him, to humiliate him. Let's see. And they were known bullies, one of which, according to the student's account, had harassed Carmelo's girlfriend prior to this incident. And on the day of, the twin allegedly called Carmelo a nigger, grabbing his backpack and forcibly throwing him out. And to me, I'm not saying this narrative is true, but from what his brother said, I'm like, oh, words was exchanged, but I'm not gonna get into it. You gonna tell us the other stuff, but you ain't gonna tell us what words that was exchanged that led up to this. But okay, maybe he's saving it for court. But okay, let me ask you this: if two young men, each weighing over 200 pounds, cornered your child, shattered their phone, and tried to hurt them, what would you want your child to do? Pray, run, fold? Carmelo defended himself, and now he's being crucified for it, without the complete story being told. The media, ever eager for a villain, has chosen a photo of him holding a airsoft firearm. It was a toy, not a weapon, not a crime. And it ain't this Texas. It don't matter. It's not a crime. But in the age of a dog whistle journalist, a brown boy with a toy firearm is all it takes to rewrite a narrative, to shift sympathy away from a victim and towards aggressors. This is more than a misrepresentation. It's a character assassin. Who is Carmelo? A young man with a 4.0 GPA, a respectful student with multiple college offer, a kid with no criminal record, not even a blemish, but he is being held on I want to say $1 million bond. A son raised by parents who taught him dignity, discipline, and the difference between right and wrong. Yet here we are, watching his future hang in a balance, judged not by his actions, but by the convenient fiction peddled by those who should know better. Yes, a life was lost, and it is heartbreaking. But what is also heartbreaking is watching a young man be vilified for surviving a violent assault. What's heartbreaking is the media instinct to criminalize Black boys before they're even heard, to choose to do the spectacle over the truth. And make no mistake, race is in the room. It always is, because this isn't just about Carmelo. It's about every Black child forced to be twice as perfect to get half as much grace. We owe Carmelo more than silence. We owe him the truth. Justice isn't about punishment. It's about perspective. It's about fairness. It's about refusing to let fear or bias write our story for us. It's not about picking a side. It's simply about allowing the truth to come out and ensuring that each side receives the justice they deserve. With that in mind, his side is just as valuable and deserving to be told. I had to shift through a great deal of rhetoric to draft this, pulling from multiple media outlets that are largely sharing only one narrative. I'm praying that each family finds both healing and truth. If you'd like to donate to his process of getting a fair trial, click the link. And the link is GIVESENDOGO.com. Help Carmelo / help Carmelo. That's the link for that, y'all. Let me see. Are we still here? Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think of that story. Do y'all think the truth is somewhere in the middle? Do you believe what the news is peddling, what the news narrative is right now? Some people are now upset because the Black community is coming to Carmelo's defense. And I'm like, at the same time, a life was lost, but if it was in defense, if y'all from the Midwest, or you ain't even got to be from the Midwest. I know y'all heard of Cal Rittenhouse. So doing the Black Lives Matter. That's the white boy who came from, I want to say he was from Wisconsin. This may have happened in Wisconsin, but he didn't live in that town. He lived in somewhere in the surrounding town. He lived in the Illinois area, but it was like border to that town. And he had friends to stay in that town. So Cal Rittenhouse and his mama trifling, and he had traveled over to this town because there was going to be a Black Lives Matter protest. He traveled over there with an AR-15. And he traveled over there, and they walking and saying they patrolling and keeping the neighborhood safe and trying to protect property of a city he don't live in. And so he shot one, and I want to say he shot one or two, but he unalived one. It just so happened none of the people he unalived was Black. The person he unalived was not Black. And the person that got shot was not Black. But he was at the Black Lives Matter with the AR-15. And he said that he was so afraid and he was defending himself and he feared his life. They found him not guilty. So I'm like, I wonder if the same thing's going to go on here. Because he didn't have a firearm or whatever, but he was so afraid. If you got two football players, and yes, he's a football player, but those guys look like they may be linebackers and he may be like a running back or something like that. Like, they seemed to, just from physical appearance, look like they was much bigger than him. And they said they was 200 pounds. I don't know, because it seemed like they're showing younger pictures of the one who was unalive. And his twin brother, looked like a big guy. Now, I don't know size comparison and all that, but I would fear for my life, and I don't care how small they was, if two people and it's just me. And I don't know who else who he's surrounded by. But even though he said the narrative is, what he's saying is that he was there to see friends. Don't seem like no friends said that help him. So I don't know what color those friends was. I don't know any of that. But he was saying, from what I just read, that he was getting jumped. And like I said, it sounds like that story just didn't make sense of they don't know each other. He's setting up under the tents and they come over there and say, you got to move. Like, they not school security. They not, like, not for them not to know each other. Like, that didn't seem to add up. Unless it is the story of he just didn't, don't like people of that shade up under my tent. Now, it sounds more plausible that what this post I just read, that it's a lie, that they did know each other. And I don't know if that's an AI generated post of the guy the boy who was unalive, when he said he wanted a monkey to try it today at the track meet and he had firearms. That would make more sense of why the Carmelo had a knife in his pocket. That they knew each other and there was threats going on before the track meet. So I don't know, y'all. Hopefully the whole truth will come out. And either way, praying for the family, because this boy have lost his life, but this boy, his mom, and he was a college athlete as well, 4.0, no record. And if he was defending himself, then his whole life then got uproar over what? Because he was not light enough to be up under your tent. This is a mess. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about today, y'all? Let's move on to the next subject. Did y'all see on the news today this mess? Did y'all see this Trump? Let's talk about the Trumper. What's going on in these Trump streets? I think I only got one Trump story today. Y'all know Trump be out here trumping. So, and don't forget to like the video. Like the video as y'all come in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, so let's go with Trump news. Dun dun dun. Today in Trump news. Today in Let 'em Cook news. So y'all know the stock market has been crashing since it was on a downfall. It haven't crashed. Let me be correct. The stock is on a plummet. Okay, it's just skydiving since these tariffs, since Trump announced this tariff. So today, all of a sudden, there was a surge, and everybody like, what happened to this? Well, you know, the stock market is surging. Where did this surge come from? Yeah, but it only lasts like a minute. Like literally, it didn't last long at all. Then it began to plummet again. So they went and researched like what happened. And I tell you, these are some dummies. And like I don't I don't usually like to call people dummies. That's a lie. I be calling it how I see it. But these fools had, you know, Elon Musk, when he took over Twitter, the blue check, he didn't took it where it's not so much of a verified. It's who could afford a monthly payment to have this blue check, right? So it's the guy named Bloomberg. His last name is Bloomberg. His first name is Mark or something like that. He watched the news, misinterpreted what somebody said on the news, and he made a post saying that Trump is reconsidering he's taking off the tariff in the next 30 days or 90 days or something like that he made a post. Somebody else on the news, while they were reporting live, strolling through their phone, see this post, see the last name Bloomberg, assuming it's from Bloomberg, the financial stock person, and they report this live. So so people watching their channel, investors and everything, watching them on the news, begin to back invest thinking that these terrorists are going to get called off. But then it came out that, it was all a mistake. And these people are making mistakes like crazy. So it came out that it was all a mistake. So then they came out and said, oh, well, it's fake news. Trump must seen that. Like, who said that? I ain't say that. Don't be putting my name out there like that. I said what I said. When getting all these tariffs on them, I said it and I meant it. So he comes out, White House released the press statement like, no, that was fake news. Trump is not reconsidering taking these tariffs off anybody. I don't know where y'all get that from. So then the guy had to admit like, oh, it was just an accident. I'm like, what? So that's what this big old roller coaster on the stocks today. That's how it happened. Because they're probably like, oh my God, the stocks are, Trump was right. The stock prices are going back up. Nope. So yeah. Okay. So that's that. That's all that's going on that ain't all that's going on. That's all I'm covering today because Trump, Lord. Is a lot. Now, let's talk about P. Diddy. P. Diddy done got some new charges. I don't even know if I want to read it. Do y'all want to read it or y'all want me to just summarize it? Because we don't have to read it if... Hey, Texas. Did you hear the story? Was that story in Texas with the teen stabbing that I was just talking about? Was that in Texas? I think so. But yeah, I don't know. Do y'all want me to read the article? Y'all just want me to summarize what P. Diddy didn't get charged with? So y'all know he already in jail with his with the charges that he had, his federal charges. So I want to say like a day or so ago, it came out that they like, oh well, Cassie gonna testify, but now he has new charges on top of the charges that he already there for. But the new charges is pretty much just like more counts of the charges that he already in there for. But this one is saying that in his case, they have it as witness 1, witness 2, or victim. It's either, I think it's victim 1, victim 2, victim 3. Everybody is saying Cassie is victim 1. and that's because P. Diddy lawyers have said she's victim one, have referred to her as victim one. So they already know that victim one, who everybody is assuming is Cassie, is coming to who's going to testify. Now, what happening is now with these new charges, we have a victim 2 and a victim 3, who the prosecutor is now saying they have more information, and he did more Diddy. Diddy did more diddling than what they thought he had did. And now they didn't put new charges with this victim 2 and victim 3, who was already had charges on him. But now they were like, I guess they found out he flew them out, and he flew his victims out, and it was under duress and everything. So now it's more ex trafficking cases, charges rather. So that's that. He just got more of the same. And do y'all think that this is a good thing, or do you think what I'm thinking, looking at it sideways? I'm looking at it sideways thinking, is the prosecutor case not as strong as they first initial thought it would be now that they got the case? Now, don't get me wrong, I think he's guilty. But do they have the evidence to prove he's guilty? Because remember, they both agreed, the prosecutor and his defense agreed to push his case back. So I'm like, prosecutor, if y'all got y'all ducks in a row, why y'all agreeing to put this case back? I don't think Diddy's lawyers got his ducks in a row either. Remember, I've already said you need to call Jay-Z lawyers. He the one that got you up off these lawsuits. His lawyers is the one, your lawyer's been on the case. His lawyer is the one who found that Busby, who got all these hundreds of cases, lawsuits against Diddy. Jay-Z, he dropped Jay-Z name one time. Jay-Z lawyers found out he wasn't even licensed. So half of them cases is going to either be thrown out or he can't work on them. Now the true victims in these things is going to have to find new lawyers, or I don't know. Hopefully their case, if it gets dismissed, will be without bias. So yeah, you don't think that's why they keep looking for stuff? I'm like, I understand to make the anytime they find out he done did something, it's gonna be another charge. But I'm like, man, it's only a month away, supposedly. His trial is supposed to be a month away. So like y'all came up with new charges a month before the thing, like y'all try to mess with his lawyers, like, aha, I got you, bitch. But I don't know. So let's talk about another diddler. Do y'all know the comedian Russell Brand? White guy. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. I want to say, were him and P. Diddy in a movie together? Let me see, so y'all can just see the picture. I ain't gonna read the story. I'm a summarize. She said, summarize it, girl. Summarize it. I'm gonna just show y'all the picture of them. Oh, that is not the picture of them. That is my doggone email. But y'all know that's my email. It's Tootie Talk Sense. You ain't saying nothing special. That's it. I want to say he's what, British, England, something with an accent. But he got charged in the UK for 4 accounts of our word, dating back from the 1990s to the early 2000s. So yeah, that's one of Diddy friends going down with him. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, before we get off Diddy, I know y'all seen that clip where Terrance Howard said Diddy tried to fuck him. So yeah. Yeah, so he said Terrance Howard just did this interview, and he was talking about how it changed a man if you let be took from you, what makes you a man, and you ain't never right, or blah blah blah. So he ends up going into this story about, he didn't say that ain't the words he used, that he tried to go up behind his back door. He tried to knock, hello, is anybody there? Hello. He said is that P. Diddy had contacted him and talking about either he wanted to help him, he wanted Terrance Howard to help him with his acting or something like that. So he had, went over to his house, but P. Diddy never did no acting. He never get like put out a strip. He never like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like him there looking at him. And I guess he going, and Terrance was like, So he's just there looking at Terrance like, what? And so then it also, after that, he called him again and talking about some, like he wanted to help him with his music or something. Because Terrance did music for a little while after the, it's hot out here for a pimp. And, he did the Empire, and I want to say he had his own little record or whatever. So, right, the comedian, yeah. They got all types of stuff with like jokes and stuff that he did that it was just like, oof, I don't know how good that case gonna go. But Terrance Howard used to do. He had started doing music for a little bit, and so P Diddy then called him again, talking about some. I'm a producer. I can produce something for you. That ain't what he said. He said, y'all, this had happened in my man. I can produce something for you. I can lay a little track or whatever. You ain't even got to walk and give me no cheesecake. I'll work for you, daddy. Now, he supposed to have called him over again to like work on the music and stuff. But again, all he did, Terrance was like, he didn't do nothing. He just sat there and like looked at him. And he probably like, ooh, Terrance, you got some pretty ass. What's that hazel? Is that hazel up in there? Is a little green in your ass? What you mix with? So So after that, Terrance was like, I ain't fucking with him no more. So he ain't go over there with him no more because he was like, that was just too weird. And he ain't that type of person. A man's gonna stand on business and he ain't like that shit. So that was that, yeah. And then what else happened? I should have did this story when I was talking about Trump. Y'all know Mel Gibson, man. Y'all remember Mel Gibson? He was, the actor, Braveheart, and everything like that. So y'all remember a couple years ago, he was getting drunk and shit, and then he would go on little rants about Jewish people and said they the reason for all the war in the worlds and stuff like that. Then his ex had recorded him saying that, I'm trying to say this with a straight face. She recorded him saying, I hope you get raped by a pack of niggas. And I forgot what comedian was like, maybe D.L. Hughley, was like, not a pack of niggas. Like, what they come like Newport? Like, they come in a box? He's like, I ain't never heard nobody say a pack of niggas. Like, yeah, I hope these niggas, a bunch of niggas. He said a pack of niggas. That's what he told his girlfriend. Then Mayu, he had got domestic charges and everything. She got recorded of him talking about how he want to unalive her and everything, y'all. So, wait, I think I got the pack of niggas. We may have. Yeah, I want to hear the pack of niggas. So he got a record, I want to say 10 years ago, for domestic violence against his girl. So he was not allowed to have his firearms anymore. So he got his firearms taken. And Mel Gibson then came out once it had been popular to be a Trumper. A MAGA, he came out, a Trump supporter. And he had applied to get his gun back. Let me see. He had applied to get his guns back, right? And I want to say the judge was like, no. Like, no, I don't believe that he should get his guns back. So he been in good with Trump, then called Trump and like, okay, I mean, this is the pack of niggas recording. Y'all can hear the pack of niggas.
Around in tight clothes. I stay at home for most of the time.
Public, and it's a embarrassment to me. You look like a on heat, and if you get raped by a pack,
that's what you get raped by.
You are provocatively dressed all the time with your fake boobs. You feel you have to show off in tight outfits and tight pants and stuff. You see your from behind, and that green thing today was enough. That's provocative.
Yeah. I said, he just sound like a hater with your boobs. Did you want some, Mel? Worry about that lady boobs. Yeah. About
saying the threats heard on those tapes could land the two-time Oscar winner in jail. CBS News correspondent Ben Tracy has the latest for us this morning. Again, though, we do want to warn you, some of the language here is disturbing.
It started with one tape.
You look like a
Then another.
Give me a bat in the side of the head. How about that?
A third.
You're a
And now a fourth. Nearly 20 minutes of hate-filled rants. Mel Gibson allegedly threatening his ex-girlfriend Oksana Grigorieva during phone calls she apparently recorded and Radar Online released. The latest, a demand for sex coupled with another threat.
I deserve to be first until I burn the house down. But me first.
Grigorieva wants custody of the couple's 8-month-old daughter. She filed a complaint with police that launched a domestic violence investigation against Gibson. In one recording, he does not deny hitting her.
Hitting a woman when she's holding a child in her hand, breaking her teeth twice in the face. What kind of man is that?
Oh, you're all angry now.
You're gonna get to, you know what? You're gonna answer one day, boy.
That same call includes what seems to be another death threat.
Put you in a rose garden, you. You understand that? Because I'm capable of it.
On the verbal threats alone, Mel Gibson.
He thought he gonna put her in the rose garden because he's capable of it. But they gave him his firearms back. Now, and then the judge who initially, is it a judge or attorney? Let me see. Because it's attorney Pam Bundy, who is, the Trump attorney, the U.S. Attorney for Trump, went over that attorney head. But let me see. I'm trying to see. Was this yes. In March, the DOJ pardoned attorney Elizabeth Oyer was fired after pushing back when she was asked to restore the actor's rights to bear arms. The Trump administrator denied any links. So he had went and they told her to restore his rights to bear arms. She said no. She's like, because some people I began to stand up, because there are Republicans and then there are MAGA. And that's different people. Then they're just devoted Trump followers. They don't care what's going on. He say jump, they say ha ha. But some of these lawyers and judges, because some of the judges that Trump appointed is like ruling against him. They like, because we went in this field because we believe in justice, and we took an oath. And so this attorney, they had contacted her and say, hey, rescind everything on Gibson, give him his firearms back. And she was like, no. And then she got fired. Now, the Trump administration, the Trump Department of Justice is saying, we ain't do that. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We don't know why she got fired. And everybody yells like bullshit. So, yeah, that's that. I think that is all for today, y'all, because I got to get in here. I didn't talk way longer. I need to stop talking so much. Okay, so as I said, remember, like the video, and then for the rest of the week, we're going to be at 4:45 because I didn't get myself back signed up to do all this dropping off and picking up for my daughter. I caved in and she back in everything. So, y'all got to get out of here. Thanks you for joining. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on social media. Tootie Talk Census is on all the social media. And I will catch y'all tomorrow for 45. Don't be late. Bye.